Gordon says if the company does not dial it back, then the public should push back against the move. He adds that just as he called for regulations for the use of social media, primarily for children, he believes he may have to call on the government again to address the issue. In other news, following hours of gridlock in Chaguaramas on Saturday morning after the Stink and Dirty Carnival event, ACP in charge of Area Northwest, Gavin Henry, says significant resources were deployed to try and manage the congestion. Henry told CNC3 News that he witnessed firsthand the widespread traffic pileup as he was on site with over 100 other officers as part of traffic management exercises. He noted, however, that while promoters sought to assist by allowing parking at Scallywag Bay and a shuttle service at the Hasey Crawford Stadium, there was still a major build-up of vehicles as patrons sought to leave the venue at the same time. Henry said an estimated 17,000 people attended the event, noting that the location itself was a key challenge. And after a year and 6 weeks of searching, Well Services has officially abandoned the search for the remains of rig worker Pete Phillip. It's a decision his wife is struggling to accept. The company said that following the rig collapse on December 22, 2024, they embarked on an extensive salvage and recovery operation involving both local and international experts. The company notes it conducted detailed technical assessments and systematic search activities under extremely challenging conditions. But despite exhaustive efforts, Well Services says his remains were not recovered, and with no further areas left to search, a decision was taken to abandon any further recovery attempts. The company described the decision as deeply distressing and confirmed that Philip's family has been informed. Philip's widow, who met with the officials at the company yesterday morning, said it's not the outcome she was hoping for. Well, those were 6 a.m. news headlines. We'll have another news update at the top of the hour right here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network.
You're watching CNC3.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. It is time to get into our Tuesday installment of the Morning Brew. So much ahead. Of course, we're coming on the heels of the Monday Madness with Marshall Montano, the King of Soca, who had a tremendous performance last evening at the Queen's Park Oval. Today, of course, it's your Is We Tuesday, Roots and Rhythm. Cass the Band and Friends going to take it to the world for yet another spectacular. You need to open the door first, yes. So for another spectacular, I would say, festival of music. The pageantry, the pomp is going to be tremendous. Of course, Officer Ali is here with me this morning. You can just take a little part of Officer Ali. He is waiting in the wings to treat with a very important talking point via the TTPS with accountability and the whole issue of recording officers, the do's and don'ts in that regard. And more so, I will ask him about the body cams. What's the latest in that regard? Inside the second hour, we expect Voice, the man of the season. He's going to check in. So it's an action-packed program. Also, Roger George should be in with us. And, as always, our digipreneur, Karen Rose. It is time on this Tuesday morning to get into Morning Brew.
And when the sun is blazing, it's party like we crazy. We fettin', all are we fettin'. Take a trip, dance a dance. Everybody saying something, but you talking the loudest every time. I'm coming back.
Of course, I'm looking out through the party. Yes. One of the bangers of Carnival 2026. Full-blown. Well done, guys, and just continue the tremendous work. The men who would have put the pen to some of the soca anthems over the years. Cohen Dubois, Too Real, Marshall Montano's Epic, just to name a few. And they're now stepping into the realm of performing and delivering their particular style. So I want to wish the brothers the very best going into this final week of the Carnival. You must catch them somewhere. And this song is indeed one of the top jams of Carnival 2026. Let's see what's happening via the front page. Jason Williams signing on. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Happy Carnival. This is the week we on the home stretch, and we're looking good and feeling good. Front page, it's a massive talking point, and the Archbishop of Port of Spain got involved. Archbishop Jason Gordon says, dial it back. The Archbishop condemns tribe for giving sex toys to female masqueraders, warns that TNT Carnival going down a wrong road. You know, what I recall was my producer this morning reminded me that, well, at least, you know, I guess a condom is a bit, I won't say different per se, but that also would have been part of your goodie bag over the years. The very first time I played mass in the early 2000s, I received my costume in a cake box, and it had the short pants, the arm piece, the leg piece, I think some kind of thing for upset stomach, a 2 Panadol, a biscuit, a 2 Cheetos, some kind of snack, something, and condoms. And I guess, you know, it's one of those, it's a circular argument, I would imagine, eh? But you know what, I think I kind of lean, and even though, I mean, listen, I've been an avid tribe, not only masquerader, but I also work with the band and with Bliss this year. So I've been with them from the jump. I'm very good with the owners, with the entire team. They're like family. But this, I don't know if when they were packing the bags, if this was a discussion, because in a country that is, I don't want to say conservative, because we pretend to be conservative, but we are loose like goose in this place called Trinidad and Tobago, and clearly, you know, this is one where I guess based on, I don't know if it was market research or whatever, requests, they decided to go down a road and open a whole new door within the carnival space. But I could fully understand where the Archbishop is coming from. And he says to dial it back, and he speaks more so on what the carnival really is supposed to represent. And it's not this overcharged sexual kind of energy that we push every single year. It's really supposed to be about creative expression, freedom, a chance to enjoy yourself, and, you know, let people do as they may within the confines of decency and what's legal. No, it's not illegal. I mean, could one even, what's the position really? Because I always hear of scenarios where people come through Piaco, there's a particular toy in the bag, and sometimes it's seized. And I know somebody took the authorities to court, and there's always a kind of back and forth. So it's a kind of gray area when it comes to sex toys. And obviously, an even gray area when it comes to what people do in the privacy of their bedroom. On the ladies' side with their sex toys, and on the men's side, for the men who rough up the suspect, you know, I mean, that's what you do, you know, in the privacy of your space. And I think it's only really yourself and your creator you'll have to have that discussion with when you have to account for yourself. But this scenario, it's one where it's really charged, no pun intended, because the toy needs to be fully charged, I would imagine, to operate and work, to get the 20 seconds of bliss. Again, no pun intended, based on, you know, section in the ban, but nonetheless, it's a discussion, and I think it's, strangely enough, in the context of the carnival, it's giving an opportunity to have a deeper discussion and for us to not be pushing these things under the carpet. That's why when I have discussions with Dr. LeBlanc, just to kind of go a little bit left field for a moment, we sometimes talk and have discussions in the morning that would have, for 10, 15 years ago, them discussions can happen on a morning show in Trinidad. So I would imagine this year, it's a bit, it's a strong case, and those who are for and against, you know, very, very solid with their particular position. And I mean, consider the youngsters who might be playing mass for the first time who, you know, this, I mean, that might be a shocker. What's this? You know, I mean, come on. So it's quite a scenario, quite a development. So the story develops here inside The Guardian, by all means. As the headline says, let's put it up big and bold. The Archbishop says to dial it back. And you know something? I've been listening to all sides of the divide and the debate. And I think we really could have dialed it back and probably it's not necessary, I feel. I think, that is a personal choice, and if somebody wants to go down that road and engage with a toy, I think that should be the option, But again, I want to hear from you, later on if we get a chance to open up. I'll see how things look with the lines. I'd really love to get a little feedback from my Morning Brew family on this particular issue. A more heart-wrenching story, though, this one to do with the diver who was lost at sea. Well, they have given up on the search. His wife not really getting any closure. Mother of 5, remember, she was actually pregnant when he went under. New baby boy is on the scene, never getting a chance to see his dad, to know his dad. And I understand, though, she's still getting some support. But the rigman missing at sea, the search officially would have come to an end. That story on page 10. More feel-good story as we transition from the front page to the back page. Again, Savita makes Chutney Soca Monarch history. I don't know what the big debate is about. Apparently, there are some people who are up in arms with her victory, but listen, from what I saw, her performance was stellar. She used the drones to portray the ring. I think the topic was one that many could relate to, and she is a seasoned campaigner in the Chutney Soca Monarch space, and she was able to break the last glass ceiling in this experience that's called Carnival. We have had a female Calypso Monarch. We have had female Soca Monarch, female road march winners, females who would have won the extempo Lady Africa. I remember that over the years. We have had women in all aspects, really. The only glass ceiling to be shattered in the Carnival competition experience would have been the Chutney Soca Monarch for the 30+ years. This is the very first time a woman would have actually won it outright. They've been very close, but this is a big one for the woman with, of course, Savita making history. And of course, we move to the back page where some more action from the Chutney, Lady Lava and Ravi B. All right, they've also placed in the top tier of the finals, and one of my favorites is here, Rizika. I would love, Nikisha, I would love if we could, probably after the Carnival. I've never really met Rizika Dindial. I think she is a national treasure. I love her music. Well, I don't know all the music, but the couple jams I would have enjoyed, and just her style when she stood down there and played the instrument, and oh my goodness, I'd love to hear her story, because I know she's doing this a while now. So Rizika, well done. Congratulations. And we have some of the, hold on officer, be ready yet. Officer, he's stepping in. Yes, no, we sell in the intro, don't worry yourself. Nice mountain. We're going to get to it very soon. So we have the Chutney and Junior Calypso Monarchs, the Junior Monarchs crown. So congratulations there, National Junior Calypso Monarch Janaya. Well done. And we have a young performer here too, back page. They're all having themselves a great time. From what I saw on the news last night, fantastic. Well done. Well, let's move really quick to the brief. Old Time Mass takes center stage at UE Old Yard. And then we sing Lyrical for the B-Mobile B Square that took place in the city yesterday. Big turnout. And finally, as we wrap things up and get to Officer Ali, because I know we have to get into that discussion, Army Fete. Oh, people had a time last Friday. Look at the outfits now. Like yourself. Yes. Army Fete, Queen's Park, Savannah, last Friday. Well done. There's something for everyone. Something for everyone inside the Carnival experience. So, Officer Ali, he will join me, and we get ready for that pause. Corporal Zahir Ali stepping in as we treat with policy and community support. Well, he's the director there, and we are dealing really with, that whole recording of the officers and that development, that ongoing discussion. Officer Ali, up next.
Struggling with blood sugar swings, high blood pressure, or stiff joints? Take control with Aja Nutrition's powerful wellness trio. Berberine Plus supports healthy blood sugar. Blood pressure support helps keep your pressure in check. And Joint Aid keeps your joints moving so you can stay active every day. Don't wait. Choose Aja Nutrition for trusted, effective solutions. Available at Pennywise and leading pharmacies nationwide. Feel better, move better, live better with Aja Nutrition.
This Friday, Frolic Friday, February 13th, meet us at Fed Yard, Queen's Hall, Port of Spain, from 5 p.m. to midnight. Performing live, Voice, Nadia Batson, Mikael Teja, Destro Garcia, Lil Kerry, Ding Dong, Anika Berry, and more. The premium food inclusive Cooler Fed. Tickets are $500. Log on to KenSimmonsTT.com for all the info. Sponsored by Simon's Musical Supplies, Food Hall, RC Mass, Carib, Blue Waters, Stamina Energy, and Campari.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Thank you for celebrating all special moments with us. For exclusive offers, call us at 701-6488, 701-6680, or 775-9191, or visit our website to order.
We know what our job entails. It's not only to inform you as an electorate or seek justice and truth from decision makers and those in positions of power, but it is to tell your stories as well, your struggles, your successes, to help and to inspire. You see, for us to be your guardians of democracy, we have to put you and your experiences at the center of everything we do. So we know exactly what our job is, and it's time to get to work.
I'd like to talk to your daughter.
Well, Officer Ali is here with me, so glad to get into our first discussion for 2026. I think we reached out on the phone recently, and he was like, hey, when I'm coming through, I say soon. And so said, so done. And we're here to treat with a very important talking point, Officer Ali, concerning the recording of police officers while they're on duty. It's one of those ticklish scenarios, and it's something we have seen not only in the Trinidad and Tobago space, we have seen it globally. And I would imagine it's really to give those looking on that extra layer of transparency so that their story could line up with what the video is indeed showing, because I guess we live in a time in where we see, we believe, and you want your story and you want everything to be above board when it comes to at least the work being done by your colleagues. Good morning to you, and welcome. Happy Carnival.
Well, good morning to you, and similarly, happy Carnival to you. I also want to endorse one of your previous callers. I think it was, if not this week, I think last week, which endorsed your responsible journalism.
No, thank
and
you.
I want to reflect on that this morning, because I'm very happy for this opportunity. Thanks to you and Nikisha and others for giving me this opportunity. I think it's a very important opportunity to clarify and correct the public record, JW. I must indicate earlier clock that with this particular topic that you have tabled this morning, I spoke on this particular matter previously. I made public statements on another media house. And unfortunately, there was an inaccurate and a substantially or material misrepresentation of the focus and the gist of my perspective on this matter. So I'm very happy that I have the opportunity to correct it and be able to identify some of the things that I spoke about previously.
Well, indeed, and we'll get to that momentarily. I just want to ask, as it pertains to what Minister Alexander identified, Minister of Homeland Security, he said in no uncertain terms that there needs to be a particular distance between the citizenry and the officers. He says yes. He initially said no tape, then he says tape. However, you must do it in a manner where obstruction is not the order of the day. He doesn't want people to get so close that you end up now putting yourself in problems, because in a way you are obstructing, you're a hindrance, as it were, to the officers. And I could only imagine it must be difficult. I mean, I work in front of a camera, but the average person, if you're executing your duties, if somebody is there with a phone taping you, that's an extra layer of, I would imagine, pressure. But based on, again, not only in Trinidad and Tobago, but the global trend, and sometimes officers who go a bit beyond people have gone down that road just to ensure that there is transparency. What's your take on that? What's the distance really? Because that's a kind of gray area. Distance could be across the road, it could be the middle of the road. Could one really end up obstructing if they get a bit too close?
Well, JW, again, I'm happy this morning that you have opened a very important door to this discussion. And I want to just quickly summarize that the Honorable Justice Frank C. Prasad would have issued a statement, for citizens to continue to record police officers. And I immediately welcomed that position because I understood fully that the Honorable Judge, based on what was emerging from that particular case and previous cases, was to protect the public purse, to be able to promote the rule of law and promote transparency and accountability. However, when I looked at it, I recognized that there was an important need to be able to balance that statement, recognizing, and exactly where you went to, that if citizens are not responsible in how they are exercising that discretion, they can or may commit criminal offenses. And you spoke about the obstruction. We have impeding, threatening, intimidating. And secondly, they can prejudice the crime scene, which is so important if you want to be able to have prosecutions and successful convictions. And finally, which was a very important point, where if you're not careful, especially where there may be low light, lighting conditions may be poor, and we have seen videos all around the world that you can be placing your life or the life of the persons around you at prejudice. So in summary, those were the balanced position that I took. And I took one other firm position, which now will answer your question as it relates to distance and those considerations. I said publicly that there's an immediate call for a policy to be developed and communicated directly to Trinidad and Tobago so that we all will be on the same page. It will promote the best interests. And for example, when we speak about distance, if we to answer distance here, in my respect of your distance will be impacted by the nature of your crime that we are dealing with. So you may have a situation where if I say 5 feet, a murder in itself, in terms of how it may have occurred, maybe an entire community can be cordoned off, which you can call the crime scene because persons are coming and leaving. You may have the dead body at this point, but the vehicle that was used may be 10 feet away. So this crime will determine, or the investigation will determine what constitutes the crime scene. But I took the position and called for a policy position to be able to squarely and accurately deal with this position. So I'm very happy for this opportunity this morning.
And that's fair. That's fair. Let me ask, you mentioned threatening and intimidating. I would imagine that's to treat with language. So the regular chorus line, all you're wicked, leave the man alone, all you're so and so, people get very animated. Could one get arrested if indeed the language coming out your mouth towards an officer while they're doing their duty is venomous, is harsh, goddamn threatening?
Well, very important question, DJW. When we are speaking about, and may I say that in 2019, we had an offense of obstructing a police officer in the Police Service Act from 2006-2007 coming forward. In 2019, the Parliament of Trinidad and Tobago recognized the importance of protecting the police officers. And may I say, the police officers who you, me, and John Public at some point in time will be depending on to be able to detect a crime that may have affected them or affected members of their family, and you want the crime solved. So the Parliament went in the direction of further strengthening the protection for police officers. So that word that you use, intimidating, that intimidation could be by actions and by words. The threatening, similarly. The obstructing, similarly. What it really does is that once you are causing the police officer to be redirected, so they come to deal with JW, Zahir Ali steps in, it's causing the police officer now to turn direction to Zahir Ali so that they are obstructing the police in dealing with JW. That starts to bring the discussion into effect.
But isn't that I would imagine, and I'm just trying to unpack the layers, isn't that what I would imagine some of the training is about and the harsh training you all go through with the kind of language from your instructors to be able to toughen up officers to treat with the public who would come at you at moments, again, with the same chorus line, you're wicked, leave the man alone, why to go there and get the real criminals, all your so-and-so, thing, halt, and I've seen, well, I mean, obviously, I know I've seen language is still on the books, so I guess one could indeed, if you go down that industrial wharf language, you could find yourself in problems, but if you are vocal without using industrial language, could one still end up in handcuffs and in the back of the police vehicle?
Once it is bordering, JW, on impeding the police officer, obstructing the police officer, remember those things are measured by the police officer or officers who are dealing with the particular situation. Now, you said something that is of importance to me, and hence why I spoke about the policy position. While police officers are trained to handle and to manage situations, including persons who may be provoking them, it is equally important in Trinidad and Tobago, especially in the times that we are living in, to be able to educate the citizenry to understand that when they can be pushing too far. So it's no longer a unilateral approach. So yes, you're training your police officers, but if you know your police officers are going to interact with the citizenry should also have a deep appreciation. I'm certain, JW, without prejudice to the citizenry. I love the citizenry. And that's why when I saw the inaccurate statement online, and I saw the commentary, derogatory statements, even threats towards me, personally and professionally, I looked at it and I looked at it with a mature lens to understand, perhaps I need to correct this. I need to, further educate the public and to also make a very strong call in Trinidad and Tobago. For us, both the social media platform and the formal media, to have a look again as to the Reynolds privilege and what will be equivalent to responsible journalism. The law lords who we find our direction from created at least 10 to 11 significant points to be able to guide our social media users and our formal media. So I think that education is also equally important, just to go back to that point, to be able to say, okay, you're training the police officers, but the average citizens must understand that when police come and they cordon off an area or they're interacting with an investigation of a crime, this is how we are expected to behave. And if we don't behave like this could be the consequences that may flow from our actions. So you have, a preventative step as opposed to, reacting to situation, because you have said it. We have seen too many times in Trinidad and Tobago where you've seen large persons gathering around police officers when they are dealing with a matter. Yes, sometimes you may have a situation where police officers may not be exercising matters within the rule of law, but they are due process to take to be able to have accountability. But it doesn't mean that because something may be wrong, that you are going now to impact the wrongdoing in another context.
Sometimes leading the charge on many occasions I would have seen is the voice and the strength of sometimes the women in a community. Officers, male officers especially, able to intervene in that regard if women from a community step up and come in your face and they're threatening you?
Where we have female, it is advisable for female officers to be able to deal with them. But you may have responded to a situation where there's only male, and you have persons who are engaging you, which may be engaging you, and perhaps you've seen reasonable cause of belief that an offense may have been committed, or you may see, okay, there may be a threat to your life. So you can effect an arrest. But what you would not be doing is conducting a search of the female. So you perhaps may have to call probably a citizen who is close by to render a search, unless the exigencies of the circumstances, perhaps the intelligence that, is it that woman is in possession of an explosive? Is it that, something that is very timely and deadly? So it's about weighing the facts very, very carefully.
In terms of, let's say, a police stop, because I've seen it a lot of times in the U.S., not so much here in Trinidad, because I've seen where people more interact. Do you anticipate that people, when it comes to any interaction with officers, will start to pull out their phone? And more so, what's going to happen, or at least when could we get a definitive word on the body camera? Because I believe the officers will also get a layer of protection so that they too can tell their story. So we could see what the person who got pulled over is saying, we can see what the officer is saying, and then we can match up the interaction. So let's treat with the first part. Do you anticipate there will be everybody and all and sundry will be pulling out the phone when any officer steps up? You anticipate that might be the new normal?
JW, that's a great question, and that's why I thought it was a responsible position to take, to build on the position from the Honorable Justice Frank C. Prasad. And I'm certain, JW, that when the Honorable Justice issues that written judgment, you're going to see in that judgment, and I'm very optimistic, I'm an officer of the court, and I'm very optimistic that you're going to see a balanced position that will demonstrate clearly that while you have the option to record, it must be exercised responsibly in the circumstances. And hence why I'm saying to you that had the intervention not been made, you may have found that every citizen coming into contact with the police pulls out a phone and in some instances, it could have created some situations. So I think that I believe now through this program, and for those who would have understood, and may I recognize the persons who would have understood my previous public commentary on this matter, and to solidify it here this morning, I hope that they will be responsible. They have the discretion and the option to record, but they will be responsible in the given circumstances. And may I repeat, JW, to protect and uphold the rule of law, to protect their safety and the security of the persons around them, and to ensure that there is no prejudice to any crime scene. Because if a crime is committed against you or your family, what you'll want the police officers to manage that crime scene properly with the view and expectation that there's a prosecution and a successful conviction of those matters.
How soon you think officers will also get a chance to tell their side of the story with the body cams? I know, obviously,
yes,
the commissioner and others will have to really give the determination, but do you anticipate in the at least in the immediate future, at least we could get a definitive answer?
Well, I'm a firm advocate as well for full transparency and accountability for police officers to wear body cameras. And what I think needs to happen, without prejudice, and I'm hoping that the higher echelon, we have a public procurement process that impacts public purchasing of goods and services. I hope that because this is a matter of national security, I'll hope that the decision makers, and I know the commission have spoken openly, and other persons have spoken openly on this matter. So I think that we need to close the discussion by, probably setting up a committee to be able to, radically approach the procurement of these body cameras, because we know that the citizens are crying out as well for transparency and accountability. And I do not need to go into the current climate of Trinidad and Tobago. So I think that it will be important and time is of the essence with the procurement, and not only the procurement, but the implementation of the body cameras for police officers.
I was having a discussion some years ago with some of the top brass of the PCA, and they would have put forward a piece of advice, and it's one that I more or less, I lean towards. They say you comply and then complain with your interaction with the officers. What's your advice, really, as we wrap things up in the last minute, to citizens who are going to interact, whether it's Carnival, beyond Carnival, if there's some interaction? What's your advice ultimately when it comes to that interaction, and especially if the interaction, as a citizen, you're feeling it's going a bit downhill, you're feeling that the officer's going beyond the boundary? What's your advice in that regard?
JW, that's a very piercing question, and I'll tell you why. I may have to, redirect it in this context. That what I will ask the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago is to take time and be familiar with what may be the everyday infractions of the law. So that you must know as an individual whether you are bordering on a breach of the criminal law. And if you are bordering on a breach of the criminal law and the police comes into contact with you, do not aggravate it. So I think it has to start with the individual, that you must know whether, and let's go at simple. You're driving 120 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
But then when you are stopped, you may be aggrieved, a lot of things may be happening to you, and then you may now take it to the additional step where you start probably responding to the officer in a particular way that now aggravates the situation when it could have been a simple fixed penalty notice. So I'm just saying in the context to answer you that let us now do our self-introspection first. Let us regulate our culture, our behavior, our conduct, and I'll also apply to the police officers that you too are required to understand that you need to be dealing with the members of the public in the way that you would like to be dealt with, so that situations has to be measured to be able to ensure that there's a proper balance, that the police is being able to do their work and the citizenry is also afforded their rights and privileges under the laws of Trinidad and Tobago.
Officer Ali, sincere thanks as always.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Keep up the responsible journalism, JW. And I want to echo that to the social media and other media houses as well. But Trinidad and Tobago, my citizenry, I love you all.
Of course, and Officer Ali is always readily available to have that open, frank, and honest discussion on the leading issues of the day. With that, we take the pause. We come back and check in with our digipreneur out there in Thailand. Karen Rose joins us next.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chanka Trace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
At Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center, we're all about time. In fact, once you check in, there's no time to lose. Reconnect with a little family time. Make a splash with some pool time. Spend some treasured quality time. Or just immerse yourself in some quiet time. Indulge your senses at dinner time. We even have the perfect venue when it's your celebration time. So it's high time you visit Cruise Inn. Choose our day pass or call 607-4000 to make your dinner or hotel reservations or to find out more about our event spaces. Take a time out at Cruise Inn Hotel and Yachting Center.
Struggling with heart health or frequent migraines? Discover the simple steps to reclaim your energy and vitality.
We're diving into a topic that affects about 422 million people around the world. Diabetes.
Tune into Wellness Unlocked, the series that delivers expert advice, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you take control of your health and well-being. Your health matters. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on CNC3 and take the first step toward better health.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
Sometimes you got to slow it down so you can feel what you're working on. To get it right, make it got to be the right grip, then you could put it on. If you're tired of the jumping.
Our digipreneur is here, have no fear. Karen Rose checks in from Thailand, far removed from the carnival, even though we're going to have a carnival discussion. And I could only imagine, Karen, looking at your phone, going through the socials, seeing the fun time we're having here, and you are millions of miles away. I guess, ultimately, you have to choose. It's either Christmas or carnival, and, well, you were here for Christmas, and, you know, we are... I was happy to see you, and I'm sure your family was very grateful and very happy to see you.
Yeah,
but you missing it, though?
I was...
You missing it?
I mean, once I saw the stinking dirty videos in circulation, I was like, yeah, I could have done some wildness right now.
and nothing close to that kind of excitement in Thailand, right? There's nothing close to that.
It's a different excitement. So, like, they have a ton of festivals. So, like, coming up in April, we have the world's biggest water festival called Songkran. The only thing missing from that festival is Iowa George. But if you see people, 100,000 plus people in just the city area, it's the world's biggest water fight, and it signifies their entry into the new year. And this water fight is supposed to cleanse all evil and bad spirits away. So I have that to look forward to in April.
Excellent, excellent. Looking forward. Send us some videos for sure. Karen,
sure.
Let's treat with today's topic, Carnival Prep for business owners to maximize visitor spending, because all and sundry already here. I had some friends from London. I was lining with them on Sunday. Some friends from Suriname are here. My Jamaican friends are coming in today. People from far and wide. They're here. This week is going to be tremendous. Massive arrivals. Probably the most Trinidad will see for the year.
Yes, absolutely. And, you know, with all of these people flying in, we need to capture as much money as possible. I think we can all agree on that, right? Mm-hmm. So when we're talking about the preparation that has to go in for this week for the businesses, we're going to start off with the most important aspect. Jason, whenever you go and you fly to another country and you touch down and you don't know the area, you don't know what's available to eat, you don't know where the stores are, where do you get that information from? Where do you go?
Well, you Google, you go on an app. Well, first things first, you have to buy a phone or get a card if you don't have an international plan. But you more or less, you start to search via search engines to kind of get information as to where you're going, and you take it from there.
There we go. So that kicks off everything right there. If the foreigners come and you cannot be found, they cannot do business with you. So the first up in terms of preparation, I want everybody to do 3 things for me in order to be found inside of Google, Microsoft, and also in the Apple ecosystem. So we're talking the search engines and we're talking maps. The 3 things you need to have set up immediately is 1, Google Business. Google Business is going to allow you now to enter all of your information about your business. If you already have Google Business, please make sure you go inside and update your contact information. Make sure your location information is there. There are too many times where we're Googling a business, trying to call you, or we throw you into maps and we pull up by where the location is, and it's an old location. So Google Business, that's the first. The second thing is Bing Places. Bing Places is going to allow your business to show up inside of the Microsoft ecosystem. And the third thing for discoverability is Apple Business Connect. When you set up Apple Business, again, you're going to put all of your business information inside here, location, your phone numbers, pictures of your products, your services, what have you. Get it all inside there, because when every visitor touches down, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be looking inside of the search engines like Google, or we're going into ChatGPT and Google Gemini and we're asking questions. Hey, what are the best roti shops? Who has the best doubles? If you do not have those 3 things set up, you're not going to be found when customers and foreigners are conducting their searches trying to find you.
And what else is very important for businesses to capture? Because beyond people flying in, I've now reminded myself that people also sailing in. The Epic Cruise makes it to the port of Spain on Friday, and that is going to be a ship filled with foreigners.
Madness. Yes. So first things first, we dealt with discovery, right? If people cannot find you, they cannot do business with you. But here's the second thing. Do you know what is a very common occurrence? And we have all faced this, especially during carnival time. The amount of ATMs that do not have cash. Also, as a safety risk, people do not want to walk around with cash. So you as a business, you need to have a couple of these things set up. And you can do that by downloading and registering these applications. The first application I'm going to recommend is everybody download the Color app, all right? Color is made by a Trinidad and Tobago company called WePay. When you download the Color app, it turns your cell phone into a point of sale terminal. So if you have an Android device, you can punch in how much the product is or the service is, and then a foreigner can take their debit card, their credit card, or even their smartphone, and they can tap your phone and pay you for your products or services. If the customer doesn't have an Android device and they have an iOS device, then what they can do is they can actually scan your QR code, since iOS devices don't allow you to do the tap feature, but they can scan the QR code inside of Color and then pay you. The second application you want after Color is set up Encash. We have so many people that are here that do not want to rock around with cash. If a business was to set up Encash and then the customers have Encash, we can now pay businesses. And again, we don't have to be walking around with wads of cash, or we don't have to be hunting for an ATM, especially when you're drinking and you're doing your thing. The last thing you want to be worried about is searching for an ATM. And the third thing, the last application for payments, again, we want to get as much revenue as possible, is I want every single business to jump on Google and type in PayPal in Trinidad, and you're going to find multiple articles showing you how to set up PayPal in Trinidad. That way, again, if a foreigner comes and they need to pay you for your product or service, they have an international tool that they can pay you in the event that you cannot get cash from them, because a lot of them are trying not to walk around with cash. Many of them do not want to convert their US dollars to TT dollars, and the majority of foreigners that travel want to use their phones or their credit cards or debit cards to pay for things.
So this advice could be applied across the board to the big businesses, medium-sized, small businesses, and even the sole trader, the man and woman selling the little craft, the soup, the burgers on the road for Carnival, because they too can download and ensure that people tap when you're making your small purchase, right?
Jason, somebody selling water on the highway can download the Color app, and then somebody that is just, again, driving on the highway, rather than hunting for cash, can take their debit card, local debit card or international debit card, credit cards, or if you have the digital cards that are on your phone, we know FCB launched their digital card, that person could just take their phone and tap your phone if you're using the Color app, and again, that is available for everybody to download. So that is something that every single business, you want to have those digital payment tools available for this week especially.
Another important aspect of any Carnival experience is your transport, and that's usually a kind of word-of-mouth development where you develop a relationship with a taxi man or somebody who would have used them before. You get a number, you link up. Could the transport industry tap into the technology? I mean, yes, there are applications and stuff there, but for the man who really not on that, they might not be as technically savvy. They just know they have the car, they put gas, and they're taking you to the fete and back home. What's your advice for the traveling visitors, and more so the men providing that service, and women too?
Yeah, so everybody that has a vehicle, this is a good time to earn some additional revenue. So one thing you can do is you can go and register with any of the rideshare services, from TTRS, Alrighty, Deliver Me TT, any of the rideshare services. You can go quickly get set up, and then you could start ferrying people, foreigners, and again, you're going to be getting paid and paid some good money, and foreigners like to tip too, so this is a good time for extra money. But here's another thing, twofold, one for businesses and also one for people that want to earn some extra cash. For a business, if you are a food business, at this point, each and every food business should be listed on Food Drop. Because here's the thing, many people that are leaving fetes, a big thing that they're doing now is they're not necessarily going to go and run and go and purchase food. What happens a lot of times now is people are going through Food Drop looking to see who they can send food to their location. So that way they don't have to stop. They can head right home after an event and the food meets them there. So if you're in the food business, set up on Food Drop, but also if you have a product business, Food Drop has opened their platform to product businesses as well. So take a look at Food Drop, list your products, and then that's going to be able to now allow you to sell your products and services. If you are somebody that wants to make extra cash, but you do not want to now drive people for safety concerns, you just don't want people in your car, or maybe you have an older vehicle and you want to earn some money, go and register for Food Drop as a driver, because trust and believe, this is a time when Food Drop is going to be more than busy delivering goods and delivering food all across the country.
Another big money earner around this time, those who do makeup, those who are into the beauty industry, obviously the nails, the face. What's your advice for people there? Because again, they also have their network. People will contact them sometimes just on a social media page, a DM and whatever. But how could they expand and really tap into that foreign influx, the Forex, get some US in hand?
Yeah. So given the fact that this is Carnival week, right? Now with makeup businesses or anybody that's providing these types of services, you probably already have social media platforms, but keep in mind that more and more of your audience and your potential customers, they are Googling, they're using Bing for search, they're using the AI tools to figure out who people are and who is the best at what they do. Anybody providing services, remember, my first thing is discoverability. So you definitely want to go and set up, and again, we're talking about this, what you can do during this week, right? So nothing too grand. make sure that your Google business, your Apple business, and your Bing places are all set up. Make sure you have all of your services listed. This is most important because when people are Googling, they're specifically Googling what services they need. So when you have these platforms set up, you can list all of your services, and that's going to help with your discovery. And then ensure that you're not just accepting cash, because your foreigners are not trying to convert their currency into TT dollars. Remember, they lose money when they try to convert the TT dollars back to their home currency. So have these digital tools set up. If you are a makeup artist, you can absolutely have color. You can absolutely have Encash set up. Another digital wallet that we have in Trinidad and Tobago, that's again another Trinidad and Tobago company, is Paywise. The thing with Paywise is that they have agents all around Trinidad and Tobago. So if somebody needs to pay you for your product or services, you can give them your Paywise account number. They can go to any Paywise agent and they can go and make that payment there. So if you're in services business, make sure you're discoverable, make sure you have your payment tool set up, and that's going to net you some really good cash flows coming in. So again, you're not just, allowing your audience to run around trying to figure out how they're going to pay you. We try to reduce as much friction as we possibly can for this week.
Karen Rose, sincere thanks as always. Next week, unfortunately, around this time, we will be prepping for the road, so we won't get a chance to touch base. So the week after, for sure, we'll continue our great discussions via the Digipreneur. Have a great one, my friend, and we will touch base soon.
I hope everyone have a happy and safe carnival. I take 2 jump, take 2 drink for me, and I will see you guys later on this year in person.
For sure. Karen Rose touching base, our Digipreneur. We take the pause and we come back with more. See you soon.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800 Trin or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Stomach discomfort again? Bloating, cramps, irregular bathroom habits? Meet Vivera, your daily support for a balanced gut. Vivera works fast to help reduce the abdominal pain, ease bloating, and support healthy digestion. It helps restore balance to your gut so you can get back to feeling light, comfortable, and in control. Choose for real digestive relief, safe, effective, and trusted for both children and adults. Now available at pharmacies nationwide. Vivera, feel the difference.
The road starts early. You can't wait for nobody. Long road ahead, but you're ready for it. Pick up your Astamin. Energy to move. Juve is not play. Once you start, you can't stop. Road ready, body liming, spirit high. Astamin helps support your energy when you're on the road from early. Jump up, stay up. This carnival with Astamin. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
It's getting hotter this summer on the new season of Celebrity Family Feud. Your favorite celebrities are coming to play. It's Ice-T, The Diesel, Charles Barkley, Chris Paul, everybody, Golden State point guard, Grey's Anatomy team. We got them right now, so let's get it on. Name something you do if your neighbor spend every day doing nude yoga in his backyard.
Invite friends over to watch.
Even love at first sight. Oh, you see, last week Friday night, meet a girl down in this place. She tell me her name was Miss Grace. She said, boy, stay long. So Louis take a dance to this song.
Welcome back. Let's remind you ways to contact us to book your spot on the program. You're sending an email to tmb@cnc3.co.tt. Simple, short, concise, and we'll get on to you and see you soon. That's right. Social media handles at CNC3 News, at CNC3 Television, at CNC3 TV, #TMB, Instagram, Facebook, and X. Lots of information. We keep you in the loop, up to speed with all developments via our news and current affairs. Another place is on the app, #1 source for verified breaking news, local, regional, and international. So put this on your smartphone and stay on top of things. The Trinidad and Tobago Guardian. And what I'm loving for the carnival, our carnival page, where we really feature all the major happenings, beautiful pictures of all the revelers having a time at the fetes, liking themselves. That's right. Get your copy. And you can enjoy your digital Guardian when you visit guardian.co.tt today. Let's head across now to our food for thought, roots to inspire on this Tuesday morning. We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. We must be willing to let go of the life we have planned so as to have the life that is waiting for us. Interesting one this morning. I'll give it some more deep thought. Let's head across to our World Weather Wrap with Jean-Marc. Jean-Marc, good morning.
Good morning. In today's weather wrap, we head over to Ukraine, where they're currently having an energy crisis. Russia's intensified strikes on Ukraine's energy infrastructure have left hundreds of thousands of civilians without heat or light during a severe cold snap. In Kyiv, residents endured sub-zero temperatures with only 2 hours of electricity daily. The city's mayor has deployed emergency heating shelters as attacks cripple vulnerable Soviet-era centralized heating systems, leaving thousands of buildings frozen. President Zelensky reported over 3,000 projectiles launched in a single week, causing significant grid damage and reduced nuclear power output. Despite U.S. attempts to broker an energy de-escalation, Russia continues to target critical facilities. Analysts argue these strikes strategically exploit winter vulnerabilities to maximize civilian suffering through the destruction of essential utility networks. Now today, it's just one international story because we have a yellow level hazardous seas alert in effect, which was issued by the Met Office yesterday. The alert came into effect at 11 p.m. and lasts until 9 a.m. on Thursday. Large breaking waves are possible along our north-facing coastlines, which also includes the Gulf of Paria coastline on our southwestern peninsula. That includes areas such as Point Fortin and Mosquito Creek, but that area is expected to be affected to a lesser extent. Now, the low-pressure winter storm far out in the North Atlantic Ocean is the feature which is generating these swells, and they're now getting into the southeastern Caribbean Sea. So all marine interests are advised to exercise extra caution in the nearshore areas. Activities such as fishing, swimming, and boat moorings can all be affected. Now for today's weather forecast, not much change to the previous days. We'll have mostly sunny and breezy conditions, but the exception is that we have Saharan dust over the area, which has already peaked this morning, but is expected to linger for the entire week. That means we'll have moderate air quality for the next few days, so be sure to take the necessary precautions if you're sensitive to this change. Now, the sunny and breezy conditions are expected to continue this week with just a few showers in the latter part of the week. That's all for today's weather wrap. Back to you.
This Friday, Frolic Friday, February 13th, meet us at Fetyard, Queen's Hall, Port of Spain, from 5 p.m. to midnight. Performing live, Voice, Nadia Batson, Mikael Tesha, Destro Garcia, Lil Kerry, Ding Dong, Anika Berry, and more. The premium food-inclusive Cooler Fed. Tickets are $500. Log on to KenSimmonsTT.com for all the info. Sponsored by Simon's Musical Supplies, Food Hall, RC Mass, Carib, Blue Waters, Stamina Energy, and Campari.
What, boy? The game showing clean, dog.
Hey, it's fast internet and best entertainment I paying for, you know.
Yeah, girl. You heard my good, eh?
Hey, the call not sticking. So why are you taking so long to reply to your messages?
Hey, I get Wi-Fi quite out, eh? Yeah, boy, that's Amplia. But what are you doing outside? Come inside and lime now.
I come in there.
Wi-Fi so fast, you'll be saying,
hey, it's Amplia.
We are your one-stop, most convenient, most helpful, most caring community pharmacy. Our pharmaceutical services include dispensing medicines, repeat dispensing, clinical governance, but we also have a fully stocked convenience store featuring our refreshment aisle, grocery lane, personal care products, toys, pet supplies. We are most conveniently located out of the traffic, just 2 minutes off the highway in Heartland Plaza, Endeavour, Chaguanas. Contact us on 220-8705 or 470-5938 and visit us soon.
A very good morning and welcome. I'm Jesse Ramdale with headline news here on CNC3 and the TBC Radio Network. The president of the Association of Funeral Professionals of TNT says grieving families could soon face higher cremation fees following the rollout of the National Gas Company's hike in natural gas prices. Keith Belgrove warns that the increase would strike at the heart of crematorium operations. CNC3 News understands that the average cost for a cremation alone ranges between $3,500 and $4,500. Belgrove says foreign currency maintenance costs and strict environmental regulations already place significant financial pressure on operators. He adds that crematoria rely heavily on natural gas and any sharp increases would immediately threaten the viability of the operations.
When you couple that with massive rises in gas prices, the only person who will pay for that is the consumer at the end of the road. Because at the end of the day, we need to make sure that the operation of the crematoria is viable. And that cost will be eventually passed on to the end consumer.
The TNT Meteorological Service has issued a hazardous seas alert for northern exposed coastlines for the next few days. This alert comes as a response to anticipated long-period north-northeasterly swells which are expected to create dangerous conditions for sea bathers and small craft operators. The alert came into effect on Monday and runs until Thursday. According to the TTMS, these swells can lead to high-energy surf and occasional battering waves along affected shorelines. Nearshore activities including fishing, swimming and boat moorings can be disrupted. Fisherfolk and boat captains are advised to secure their vessels and exercise extra caution when navigating coastal waters. Sea bathers are also encouraged to comply with any instructions from lifeguards on duty. And the balance of competitiveness in the local cement market appears to have shifted following Trinidad Cement Limited's latest price adjustment. The increase comes in the wake of a 77% rise in natural gas prices imposed on the manufacturing sector, a cost TCL has now passed on to customers. Checks with several hardware operators on Monday confirmed that TCL's products are now retailing well above the price of rock-hard cement, which is currently selling for about $62 per sack. Hardware owners say the increases are already influencing buying decisions, with contractors and consumers gravitating towards the cheaper option. With those were 7 a.m. news headlines, we'll have another news update at 8 a.m. on the TBC Radio Network.
When things get boring, it's back and all you want. I thought I was the one. I thought that this was love. But when
Welcome back to this, our second hour. It's Tuesday, literally 7 days before Carnival Tuesday. So by next week, Tuesday, this time, people will be putting the prep in place to head to San Fernando, to head to Port of Spain, to all the judging points. You know, ladies will be up pretty early doing their makeup. That's a process in itself. Some people go to do their makeup 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Let me tell you, 7 days away. We are definitely on the home stretch. Of course, today, Cass, Iswi, boat rides all over the place, parties all over the place tomorrow. Hyatt Lime, a couple other big events, Punchy Punch. Oh my goodness. Just thinking about it, you could get exhausted and overwhelmed. Of course, Thursday, Voice, Vibes with Voice C. He's going to celebrate 10 years in the music, and we will be touching base with him momentarily. So it's lots to do, lots to enjoy. We say welcome to the Mecca. Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago's Carnival 2026. St. James, good morning, you're live.
Hey, JW, morning, bro. How you going?
All is well, my brother. Welcome.
All right, nice, man, nice. I had the opportunity this morning to see these segments you just had with Officer Ali. You know, speaking on the topic of allowing officers to do their work, and I mean, I totally agree with it. Is just assessing some areas, you know, that's all in the best interest of all citizens. And, you know, it reminded me of an idea that I had in my mind as, you know, let's be real, we really looking to move forward, you know, out of appreciation for the work that officers do, because I guess they could say really and truly, it's kind of like a 24-hour job. You know, maybe one day on the off time, if they go into like the grocery or the gas station, a certain level of, if they're in the line for something, a certain level of convenience or allowance should be allowed, because they really kind of on a time movement. So just that, you know, they know that, you know, citizens appreciate the work they do, and they're not always under tension, you know, because we can't strain our resources, whether it's human labor or our natural resources. We shouldn't pass strain on our resources. So just a little thought that came to mind. Even with our teachers in schools too, it shouldn't be a situation where teachers are without the necessary resources or, you know, to perform the function that they do, because the work that they do and how they are able to do their work feeds into the type of society that we have.
Of course.
So just, just that one thought. And really and truly, G, I mean, I know things coming out in stages. I think I saw on the news last night, you know, Minister John, they had a segment where she was speaking on the revitalization plan, and it's supposed to begin work within the next 3 months. So, you know, as we tighten up on the social aspects, you know, we would like to see the economic development coming out step by step. So, I mean, I as a citizen, I look forward to the great work. You know, I do my part, and I mean, I just continue the positive vibes, man.
Thank you, St. James. You know, he's always one to see the glass half full as opposed to half empty. Very positive, very optimistic, his outlook. And I want to lean into that, St. James. I want to thank you. Yes, we have tremendous issues, and there's major room for improvement, but we have to keep ourselves upbeat. And yes, St. James, I think what will solve that issue with the officers, I said it, and Officer Ali also said it, the body cams. We need to equip our officers with the body cams so they could also tell their side of the story, and there is full transparency and, more importantly, accountability with their actions and their interaction with the public. Diego Martin, good morning.
Good morning, JW.
Happy Carnival, long time.
Same to you, same to you. Oh boy, listen, Saturday at that Skinner Park, it was the stillest competition I've ever seen in years. I was forced to look at the Red Cross Children Carnival. I was forced because I couldn't take the funeral march that was going on. Oh my God. Anyway, JW, and, you know, I heard Shogunas the other day saying he disagreed with the Prime Minister. I was so shocked to hear him say that.
Well, my mind on you, and honestly, you know, I mean, we have a back and forth sometimes with Shogunas, but it wasn't the first time, you know, there are a couple of times he would have called, honestly, Diego Martin, in all fairness.
Really?
And yes, and he would have disagreed, and he would have called he called many times for better from the Prime Minister and the administration.
Okay, I missed that. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Anyway, JW, what I want to talk about this morning, this government seems like they want to pauperize people in this country. First, they send home thousands of workers and still sending home people. And now we are hearing HDC is going to, you have to pay if your parents leave a house for you, and you, well, they say HDC, and you have to go and transfer that deed from your parents' name to yours. You have to pay $25,000. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? So your parent or grandparent leaves an HDC house for you, and now you have to go and transfer that because the deed will be in your parents' name, grandparents' name. And for you now, because if you say, my father leave a house in Diamond Vale, but it's on your father's name, you can't go in the bank with that. The name must be removed from your father's name or grandfather's name to your name. 25,000 JW, what is this? What is this? No, man. So you ain't had no work, and now you might be homeless? Come on. I don't know. I don't know how people taking this and saying nothing now, but I think that is a dangerous thing what they're going to do there.
Thank you, Digo.
When somebody inherits a property that is HDC owned, they say.
Thank you,
yes,
Digo. Thank you, Digo. I appreciate. What I'll do, I will definitely talk to someone from HDC to get some more clarity on it. Hearing different reports on it, and yes, I think people will have to pay more. And I mean, anywhere or anyhow, anytime people have to pay more, there's always a kind of heaviness on the heart. Huh? So I hear you loud and clear, Digo Martin. There's another call from Digo Martin on the line. Let's head to Digo.
Morning, Jason. This is Digo Martin inside.
Welcome again, my friend.
Let me just respond to that call talking about HGC. They have to get to the facts that is contemplating this change. And there is a former government minister who bought out a lot of HGC property from his family and translated. That is not my point. My point is TTPS this morning. And TTPS, and I liked what I heard from the Director of Policy and Planning, Officer Ali. He is one of the few officers understands the police has to reconstruct itself. And he used that term on another program, if officers are in command of their activities, command of their responsibilities. And this is where I'm going directly to the communications department of the TTPS. They have a cadre of officers who go on all the stations and try to pontificate where the police are. And the communications department is so weak because the head of it, what I'm hearing, is a former senior superintendent, a young lady who was in the day of police there, and she had questions to answer. But there are two officers who are on the program on another station, and they are part of the TTPS 2nd Division. How can they communicate transparently to the public when their first responsibility is for their membership, and the membership is under a lot of pressure with respect to alleged untoward behavior? So I don't understand why they don't see the bias or the perceived bias in their pontificating a position of the police officer. I don't want to name them. It's two assistant superintendent. And that is where I'm saying the police doesn't understand their role and function. And those two people who continue to be on the way, their program, I won't call the name, is beyond something, have to understand and show integrity, show honesty, and come off trying to represent and determine a position. For me to have confidence in the police, the fact that they are pontificating the police with respect to transparency doesn't cut it. Confidence would always be low with respect to citizens like myself on the police service.
Thank you, Digo Martin. Thank you. So we got two callers from Digo Martin and one from St. James. Now let's head to beautiful Santa Cruz. Well, Santa Cruz, I must say, I saw the razor grass leaning into the road, and you have to be extra careful when driving through Santa Cruz. So clearly there is no ease up with the amount of bush that's in the space. And I've seen it for myself, Santa Cruz.
You watch it, Jason? You watch it?
Yeah, see it. You have to really take your time going around the corners, partner.
And then you watch which part of town have the railing that any vehicle could go across, in the river at any time.
Yeah, very disappointing.
And you also, I do not know, Jason, if you went by the Brandar ground and see the high bush, do you know that my sports association, who will be cutting the ground with a little lawn mountain, because Queen's Park had a game recently with Monroe Road, and now there's a big game tomorrow, international game tomorrow, Wednesday, and things like that.
Santa Cruz, I don't know what to tell you, no?
Santa Cruz, yes, because I realized Shagona, San Diego Martin, and Faizabad take over the station. Jason, I have two fundamental points. The first one is the Tobago and the Cabo Star, which had gone. You have the minister keep arguing, Minister Julian John, keep arguing with the people of Tobago about the situation in Tobago. The people in Tobago who live in Tobago would understand their own situation. And this Blue Veil or whatever they brought, I think, from Egypt, I remember well, and you should remember too, when Fairleigh Augustine came on television prior to the election and said we're getting a boat from Egypt which is better than the cargo Star that could take care of all the problems of Tobago. Today that boat, based on information from investigative reporters, that boat is a problem throughout the world. Wherever it goes, people complain about it. But yet still you have the minister arguing and quarreling. That boat will it is affecting business in Tobago because it's not going to come on before Carnival, because it's talking about Lloyd's of London, which is the that insure all the big boats and things, have to come down to investigate cause and effects and things like that. My second point is the whole question of the Minister of Homeland Security talking about, okay, they will ban that whole stinking dirty in Shagaramas. Now, one, he's talking out of time, and two, I'll tell you something. Saddam Hussein was on television, because I listen to them carefully if I talk. He was on television boasting how they put a system in place that wouldn't affect nobody at all. Saddam Hussein, you could play it over. He was on television saying, look, you're not going to affect nobody at all. Now, anybody with a little bit of common sense will let you know that if you have stinking dirty down Chagramas, no cars would move. Because if you're talking about 17,000, 18,000 people, let me say talking about 15,000 motor cars on the road back and forth, it means they say nothing cannot move. One. Two, it was insensitive of the government to allow stinking dirty to take place at the heliport in Chagramas. Why? You have your two major service, which is the regiment and the Coast Guard down there. Anything happens, they cannot move. They cannot move. So that was a poor decision. It challenges the security of the country, and it shows the inability of the government to plan properly.
Thank you, Santa Cruz.
And I say no more on that, Jason. So coming out to say you're banning it and things like that is irrelevant. You already make the mistake, and they keep boasting about have this in place and that, and every time it backfires, they come with a different story. This is Mr. Santa Cruz signing off for today. Have a blessed Carnival. I hope you continue to visit Santa Cruz, visit the Brand Ground, the whole stadium and everything is in a mess and it's clean and everything, you know.
All the best, Santa Cruz, and I will check it out. We have one more call. I believe Pleasantville is standing by to wrap things up on this Tuesday. Happy Carnival, Pleasantville. Welcome.
Same to you, Jason, and thanks for taking my call. I thought you were wrapping up. You know, on that boat issue with Tobago, what I want to address. But before I say so, Jason, you know, you can't have Carnival without controversy and comments and bacchanal. We always have that.
Yeah, that's part of it.
That thing with the boat, what concerns me, Jason, is that so many different, there are several ports that had flagged this ship on certain issues, and it was inspected in these ports. Whether this boat was inspected when it arrived in Trinidad, or whether we had sent people to inspect this boat before coming here, and did we get a report from that inspection that was supposed to have taken place? Now, and I'm awaiting to see a detailed report on these maneuvers that caused this thing, because one of the issues that the boat had in one of the ports, I think in December last year, was matters pertaining to the bridge operation. So we need to get a detailed report on what really happened during that maneuver, what caused this damage. And I would like to know whether we did do our own inspection on that vessel when it got here or before it got here. Because I'm seeing where Mr. Julian John is saying that like these are non-issues, words to that effect. So these are my concerns, Jason. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome, Pleasantville. Always great to hear from Pleasantville, man. Very, very fair, very balanced with this commentary. very articulate also. I love all my callers, you know. Let me tell you, I mean, sometimes I will have my back and forth. But when I hear from the callers and I hear their commentary, I'm guided. You know, I get a chance to listen. And that's where, you know, the growth and the development and thinking out the box takes place. So I want to thank everyone for touching and sharing. Everyone. We give thanks. And when we get new callers too, we smile even brighter. With that being said, one of the greatest vocalists to come out of TNT now resides there in Florida. My good friend from a long time, Roger George, in the country for the carnival and here to touch base and to share with us some new music. Nobody Wins a War. That's his song. Roger George joins me next.
Watch the passion building and the voices roaring with the mission done.
On with Be Mobile.
Step into ABC Doors and Windows, where quality meets variety. Discover premium wooden, steel panel, fiberglass, and steel security doors alongside aluminum, UPVC, and steel windows designed for strength and durability. At ABC, we're always a better choice, delivering products built to last and service you can rely on. Visit our showroom at 1 Chancotrace, El Socorro South, or call 638-7184 to make your dream home a reality.
There's a hole in the bucket.
Well, fix it, dear Johnny, just fix it. And while you're doing that, remember the roof is leaking, the house needs painting, all those kitchen tiles need changing. So tell me, Johnny, what about the plumbing? The driveway needs paving. Plus, you promised to add a new room to the house. I find it's about time. Johnny, fix it.
There has never been a better time for a TBLA home improvement loan. Call us today at 623-1501 or visit us at tblamortgages.com.
Some of us like to test limits, but there won't always be second chances. Obey the speed limits. Maybe you don't value your life, but others value theirs. A message from the TTPS.
Sportsmanship is when an athlete walks off the court and you can't tell if he won or lost because he carries himself with pride either way. This quote is an embodiment of sport, and for me, sport is an embodiment of life. We are where you are.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us. Something, baby, as long as you keep it safe. I know you're rough already. Just promise don't bring it back in pieces.
Well, let me say, one of my dear friends, we have had so many great conversations over the years. We have been able to tour together, and I'm hearing some great news about a signing. The fact that he is taking his vocal ability into the, I would say, kind of country, neo-country, soul kind of feel. But you know, soca will always be part of his foundation, part of his development, and part of his connection to Trinidad and Tobago. That's why he's here. Roger George in the building. Manners and respect, man. Happy Carnival, man.
Thank you, Jason.
Bro, let me tell you, if it's one thing, I always enjoy singers and your voice, your harmonies, your style over the years. And I think you would have told me, you know, it's almost like you discovered that ability, you would have fine-tuned it. But that is a blessing, bro. You've been blessed by the Almighty with that voice, bro.
I am so thankful. I'm so thankful. And the more older I get, is the better my voice sounds.
Yeah, more refined.
It's amazing, you know.
What's your voice treatment or routine? Do you stay away from cool stuff? Do you do exercises? What's your process really?
You know, I'm a strange being because a lot of the things people say to stay away from, I kind of break the rules and it doesn't even affect me. But the only thing I don't do is have milk. I don't have no kind of dairy because the dairy, you know, forms the phlegm on the throat, and it gets you to that raspy kind of, it interferes with your throat. So, and then it's not even good for you too. So so I stay away from the dairy. Good stuff, but the cold stuff and the hot stuff doesn't really do anything for me. And I'm really blessed with it takes me about a couple minutes of a song to warm up.
Yeah.
And when
they warm you up,
and I'm warm up, you know, and I'm going, you know, and I'm ready to go. So, you know,
tell me about the signing and the country element now that's going to be part of your repertoire.
Well, about a year ago, I signed a contract with a small label out of Nashville called Angel Eyes, and I met a very amazing writer writing some country soul music. And you know, ever since I was young, I wanted to try country music, and living in Trinidad was kind of hard because, you know, the soca, the calypso and all that. But I always had it in the back of my mind that one day I'm going to try this country music. And I had the opportunity, and living in Orlando now, I have the opportunity to go to Nashville, and we did an album. Just released my second release, Born to Roam. And I have another one coming out Valentine's Day.
Okay.
When we dance, and it's going pretty well. I mean, I'm getting spins on a whole lot of different radio stations through the West Coast, East Coast, North Coast. Yeah. It's picking up. It's picking up.
We I guess because it's not a genre that's been dominant here, but I've seen the impact of country, especially, strangely enough, even beyond the U.S., West Coast of Canada and Calgary, a massive country market there.
Yeah.
And I was like, Canada, Calgary, Alberta, like they have hundreds of thousands come out for some big festival. So I think you're into a really good zone there.
Yeah.
The song we're going to experience this morning, is that one dedicated for the season? Because I recognize the title seemed to be speaking to the geopolitical moment and uncertainty we would have just gone through. It says, Nobody Wins a War.
Nobody Wins a War is a singing Sandra song that she sang in 1992. Tobago Cruz was a writer, and the song came to me. They wanted to do a remix of the song and like kind of, you know, do it for the country, like do it for the world at the same time. And Les and Paul, and they when I got the song, I was like, whoa, this is not the same song she sang. And that's the music behind it and everything. You know, when I got into the booth, I just put Roger George behind it, and everything was magical.
Amazing.
Afterwards, you know.
Well, Roger, I mean, listen, I want you to bless us with your voice, as always, your performance. I have the mic here. And we come back after to get all social media details and booking details, because you're here for beyond the carnival, right?
Yeah, I'm here until carnival is over.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Well, hey, Roger George in the building, in the country, and here to bless us on this Tuesday via the Morning Brew. Enjoy.
Yeah.
As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall not fear no evil. God, only you and you alone could come to our rescue.
Oh, Lord, I pray. This is a worst prayer. Devastation and destruction from ever since
fellow man. Yet man won't learn from their history. It makes them more violent, producing deadly weaponry with nothing but evil intent. So the war can never be over, peace will never be seen, long as man in his quest for power still destroying fellow human beings, fellow human beings. I'm telling you, nobody, nobody. When you really think of it, nobody wins a war. Cause the agony of defeat will linger. Nations keep killing one another and superpowers still looking for more power. As long as violence and aggression still dwells in the hearts of man, the war will go on. It cannot be won. I tell you, the war will go on. It cannot be won. The fallout of war is chaos, plenty agony, plenty pain. Economies left in shambles that will never rise up again. Collapse of the money system, disruption in foreign trade, people turning against the leaders for the blunders that they have made. Environmental pollution, radiation's taking its course, and thousands will die in battle. Oh, what a waste of human resource. Oh, of course. I'm telling you, nobody, nobody. For a moment, think of it, nobody wins a war. The brutal flash of ideologies, carnage and social anarchy and life produce the pitiful dimensions. The falling back of progress and growth for the entire generation. The war will go on. It cannot be won. No. The war will go on. It cannot be won.
Help us, Lord. Help us with all your might. Help the world to come together and unite. And Lord, please talk to the hearts of men. Help them to stop the fight.
War is just like a rocket. It pays dividends for true, but not certain profit the masses. I mean laymen like me and you. While leaders playing different games, using we masses as pawns. But political propaganda, the massacre will lose on. The soldiers, they never started, but they give their lives easily. While the leaders are in a safe place working out strategy. Somebody tell me, oh God, somebody tell me. I'm telling you, nobody, nobody. For a moment, think of it, nobody wins a war. The brutal flash of ideologies, carnage and social anarchy and life produce the pitiful dimensions. The falling back of progress and growth for the entire generation. The war will go on. It cannot be won. The war will go on. It cannot be won. The war will go on. It cannot be won. The war will go on. It cannot be won. The war will go on. It cannot be won. The war will go on. It cannot be won.
If it's not, I don't know if my ears deceive me there, but I'm hearing Sandra in the background.
Yes.
Yes, so they leave some of Sandra vocals on it.
Yes. Because they kind of changed the title of the song to Remembering Mother. So we had to, put Sandra's voice inside there and, just let her know that she's still around.
Yes.
Still along spiritual, you know.
And look how that song you said early 90s, and that song relevant today. Everything she sing about still we.
Yes.
Like we don't learn as human beings, but we still continue to perpetuate this mindset, right?
Yeah. It's you know, hopefully that one day we can wake up and say, you know what, you know, we need to change. You know, and not just us. I mean, the people in the world. It's going on all over the world, you know.
When you perform this song, have you had a chance to perform it live as yet? That track?
No, not exactly yet. But I may be in the Masquerade doing something. I'm just working out the details.
For Sunday?
Yeah, for Sunday.
Yeah, that's a powerful one. That's a powerful rendition right there.
Yeah.
Obviously, Roger, you're here for a minute, and then you're going to head back, and you said Valentine's release on Saturday.
Yes.
And then you head back. How soon could we... Or at least the first release, where can we find? I want to hear this country soul, is it?
Country soul. You can check me out on all platforms, but I'm not going as Roger George. My sobriquet there is going to be Addis Love. Addis is my middle name, actually.
Serious?
So it's going to be ADDISLUV.com.
All right.
And all platforms, I'm there. And if you want to hear the music, you want to hear the new releases, you can check it out. You know, share, like, you know, subscribe, you know, all the good things.
Respect, man. Roger.
Thank you.
Well,
appreciate it.
Sorry, Addis Love. Yes. You might touch a base. Listen, good energy. We take that pause, and we come back with more. Stick around.
The war will go on. It cannot be won.
Help us, O Lord. Help us with all your might. Help the world to come together and unite. And Lord, please.
Mom, Dad, this is Trevor.
Hi. He's no Kieran.
Back up.
Swing? That's why he crossed the road.
It was funny when Kieran said it.
Ooh, who could that be?
We're like the parents who don't miss your ex.
I can't believe Kieran is in the neighborhood.
CG United. Good like that.
Get a loan at Bremont. The process is simple. Fast and efficient approvals. Receive funds within 24 hours once approved. And no penalty for early repayment. Located at 4 Gallows Street, Woodbrook. Remember, we like to lend.
Magical Expressions Limited is the largest importer and distributor of fresh cut stems, offering the widest range of beautiful flowers at the most affordable prices. Thank you for celebrating all special moments with us. For exclusive offers, call us at 701-6488, 701-6680, or 775-9191, or visit our website to order.
Visit Tire Clinic Marketing, New Truck and OTR Tire Service Center at number 30 and 32 Montrose Main Road, Chabonas. Call today at 665-8973 or 672-3419. Alignment services available. Tire Clinic Marketing, Truck and OTR Service Center. A tire for every need.
We know what our job entails. It's not only to inform you as an electorate or seek justice and truth from decision makers and those in positions of power, but it is to tell your stories as well. Your struggles, your successes, to help and to inspire. You see, for us to be your guardians of democracy, we have to put you and your experiences at the center of everything we do. So we know exactly what our job is, and it's time to get to work.
This is more than just music. This is where you find the best of TNT. This is more than just a vibe. This is where Bollywood gets a twist. This is more than just energy. This is Bhangra and indie pop too. This is the mix. This is the life. Lock on or log on now. Sangeet 106.1 FM. This is authentic East Indian radio. This is us.
I wanna party. Bad, 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 bad. Wave up my hand, na 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 na.
Well, I was just reminded that the last time we actually were able to link up, because we were able to represent this brand back in 2010, myself, Blaze, for Palance. 16 years ago, the man look at the same, Dell unit is in the building, based now in New York City.
Yeah,
Happy Carnival, brother.
Same to you, same to you.
You know, I want to find out what's the scope of what you do outside of the music. What's the full scope of because you're a man that it seems like you have your hands in a lot of different parts and you're very successful in the different endeavors.
Other than that, is like IT. I like electronics and IT.
Yeah.
That's something I really like other than music.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I really been up to other than that, because remember them t-shirts and them, it was that digital.
Yes.
Yeah.
I recall. What's the history behind the name itself? It's so unique. Dell Unit.
Dell Unit. What happened is I was going through some illness, and I was looking up pain and found that they measure pain in Dell units. So I find that was really fascinating. So my name is Delman. So I use the word Dell unit, which would be pain. So I come in the industry to share a little
pain. Well, all right then. All right. Yes, man. And you're here obviously for the carnival and beyond. You're gonna leave like a little time after.
A little time after, probably like a week or 2 weeks after.
Fantastic. And of course, well, the music itself. Who you would have done the production with?
Production was Pronto.
Excellent.
He produced the track. Me and him write the track together.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool writing vibe there. Well, we're going to take it in, and then after, obviously, I want to get some details as to where we could find you and all the booking info. So, Dell Unit, give it to them. This is you here, out in New York City. But of course, Trinity born here, but he's outside there now, but he's representing the same way. Let's make some way and give it up for Dell Unit. Enjoy.
Yeah. Morning Brew. Dell Unit is here. Yeah. I want all to take in this track. Yeah. This is Carnival 2026. Hello, good morning. You know the bacchanal calling. It's good to see everybody. Hope you're having a good time. This is a good life for you. Right to be place. Turn up the place. Put to the camera and come and show them your ways. Right to the place. And turn up the space. When I sing it, why like this? 1, 2, why like this? Yo, take over the place on you. Time to parade. Can't separate on you. We stuck in the way. Yeah. We winding the place on you. Like rocking it. Yeah. So let me go. Love the cinema, so they born in Bacchanal. Every year you come to play Mass and Carnival. Let me celebrate and enjoy the carnival. We go enjoy this carnival here, 2026. Let me go. Take over the place, all you. Time to burn. Can't separate, all you. We suck it, we winding the place, all you. Like back in the days. So let me go. You're all on the front page. You're bad when you're on stage. All the ladies, we party for 2 days. We drunk on a Tuesday. And I love how we do that. We living and we having a time. Oh. Everywhere we link up is niceness. It's the right place. We survive. We just live the good life in Trinidad and Tobago. 2 days straight. Light up the place. Turn up the place. Post to the camera and come and show them your ways. Light up the place and turn up the space. When I say get wine like this. Take over the place on you. Take the bird. Can't separate on you. We winding the place on you. Like back in the days. So let me go. Love the cinema, so they're born in Bacchanal. Every year you come to play Mass and Carnival. Let me celebrate and enjoy the Bacchanal. Enjoy the carnival. Let me go. 1, take over the place on you. Can't separate on you. We winding the place on you. Like back in Back in the days. Back in the days, Jason. Back in the days. Turn up the place. Come and show them your way.
Tell units, man. I love the vocal performance on the track. At what point you really was able to discover your voice and discover the tone? Because the tone is very distinct.
Yeah, that's a good question, G. I think that would have been like about 10 years ago.
Yeah, because the recordings prior to 10 years would have sounded a little bit different.
A little different, yeah.
Yeah, I like the tone, man, and the delivery. How can we find the track and also find you?
You can find the track on all platforms, streaming platforms, right? The Good Life, only look out for it, Pronto, Del Unit. And me, you can find me at Del Unit Music on all platforms.
You on the road with anybody Monday and Tuesday?
No, I'm free right now.
Yeah. So options still open. You open to Yeah, man.
You want to hear this on the 40 foot?
Oh,
you want to hear this on the 40 foot?
No, proper production.
Proper thing.
Yeah, we can't sleep on the good music for 2026. But let me tell you, the good thing is there is no expiry date. I've always said they might have expiry date on milk and on juice, never on music.
Real.
What a mission to pass here.
Real.
And good music sometimes could come right back around. So make sure and send this off also for the Vinci Carnival, the St. Lucia Carnival, the Grenada.
Yeah.
Send it out.
Yes. Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Anybody want to send some love to Del Unit as we wrap things up?
Everybody that know me and that know Del Unit, we here in Trinidad and Tobago, they link up. You know, hey, Christina James. All you know Christina James. That's my niece.
For real? That's your niece?
Yeah, that's my niece.
No, she's talented.
Yeah, she is.
And she was actually on the program with me when she won the beauty pageant.
Yeah.
Right? We had a conversation then, and even then I recognized the vocal ability and the potential. I think she is. I told her this year, I said, a star is born. She's going to be a superstar.
Definitely, Jay.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing, but the world's small.
The world is small.
Respect. Del Unit. Happy Carnival, TNT. The man here, no? The man here.
Yeah.
Right? We take a quick pause and we come back. Yeah, Corinne Clark, the youngster who won the Marshall Encore. Yes. She's up next.
Things don't always go as expected. Be ready with Trinry for auto, home, business and group life. Call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Huge insurance premium. Pay your premiums bit by bit with FlexiPay from Trinry. For more manageable auto, home and commercial insurance payments, call us at 800-TRIN or visit trinry.com today. Trinry. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Gaming Express Limited is a premium importer and retailer of the highest quality brand name electronics. We stock the widest range of PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, Samsung and Apple devices and accessories. Visit us at Shop 52, Level 2 Gulf City Mall in San Fernando, or contact us by phone or WhatsApp message at 687-7480 or 301-9797 or 798-1280. Like our Facebook and Instagram pages for updates on products and services.
Jump Up Therapy with Astamin is here this carnival season because the road don't be easy. Astamin helps support energy, stamina, and recovery so you can go fet to fet and still be jumping up on the road. Make sure to power up with Astamin this carnival season. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Cherished moments echo on for generations. For all the moments I value, Quartz has and will always be my store. Quartz, bringing value home.
This Friday, Frolic Friday, February 13th. Meet us at Fed Yard, Queen's Hall, Port of Spain, from 5 p.m. to midnight. Performing live, Voice, Nadia Batson, Mikael Teja, Destro Garcia, Lil Kerry, Ding Dong, Anika Berry, and more. The premium food inclusive Cooler Fed. Tickets are $500. Log on to KenSimmonsTT.com for all the info. Sponsored by Simon's Musical Supplies, Food Hall, RC Mass, Carib, Blue Waters, Stamina Energy, and Campari.
Are you an entrepreneur? Make some money this carnival. Just arrived at Tate's. Red crates, cotton candy machines, snow cone machines, popcorn machines, Tabro cab carts, and Atlanta meat saw blades with various lengths. 9296 Abercrombie Street, Port of Spain. Tate's, make some money this carnival.
Okay, let me see you, Cherry Hill. Yeah, now take it back. Let me see you rock off, shake off. Let me see you rock off. Let me see you kick right. Now step forward, now step back.
Lucozade, bring the energy.
Rock off,
unbeatable
rock
taste,
off.
new look.
Shake off. Let me see you rock off.
It's not fun, so don't come here to judge. Another gal I jam with, so what? I just want to leave my signature on everybody pass.
She was born in Trinidad. So she is both Silkis and Trinidad. And her name is Corinne Clark. Listen, that's it. She writes books. She has written about 10 books already. And she is 10 years old. Come, Corinne. I'm gonna ask you, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Hold it like this. I want to teach you. Hold it like take center. This young lady is a genius.
TNT, that was last night, you know. That was last night at the Queen's Park Oval. This young girl is so tremendous. And I remember when she was here with me, could have been probably last year before, when she released her book. Well, I mean, she's now an author of what Marshall said, about 10 books, 2 new books in my hand as we speak. And you would have won the Encore Challenge. I didn't even realize, Corinne, you're all the way in St. Kitts, beautiful St. Kitts and Nevis. Good morning to all our Kittian friends. Great to see you. Welcome home. Welcome back.
Thank you.
So Marshall fly you in to perform?
Yep, that is.
Well, excuse me. Look at that. Welcome. How was last night? How was the experience on stage with Marshall Montano?
It was really fun. The energy was just like really high. So it was just like it was a really fun experience. And I had never performed in front of that many people before, but it was really fun though.
You felt any nerves at all stepping on that stage?
Yes, but I made it, so.
And you're very brave. And you remember your lyrics. Look at the crowd now. You felt the energy, right, when you saw the people waving. What do you remember about last night? What stood out the most?
Honestly, just the energy of the crowd, because the crowd was just going wild.
I mean, you have a moment there that you'll cherish for the rest of your life, because he is the king of soca.
Yep.
And here it is, you are 10 years old. I was only able to share the stage with Marshall when I did Palance, and I was already a big hardback man. And I always wanted to share the stage with him, and it's really amazing. You know, you look to your left or your right, and Marshall is there, so it's a great feeling, and you were able to do that. And you did the whole video. I saw you did your, that's what I knew. I thought you was in St. Kitts. When I saw the video, I thought you was like probably in St. Kitts on vacation or something. I didn't realize you were out there living now. Well done.
But yeah, I moved to St. Kitts about 2024, actually.
Nice.
So I've been living there since I was homeschooled for a bit, and then I went to school at Sky Academy, and that's where I am now.
Fantastic, and I recognize that even St. Kitts is in the mix here with this book. There's a new book, Chronicles of Corinne, The Haunting of Brimstone Hill.
Yes.
Was that a place in St. Kitts?
Yes, it is. Brimstone Hill is a fortress that was built by slaves back in the day. So basically the story is just about like 4 friends who are trying to find out if there are really ghosts in Brimstone Hill, and then I don't want to spoil anything, but at the end they make a really impactful petition.
Fantastic, and I'm seeing another book here. This is brand new?
Well, not brand new. This one has been out since last year. This one released last year.
Chronicles of Corinne?
Yeah, our national instrument. This one started off as a school project. You had to write like an entire thing about the steel pan and how it was created. So eventually it was long enough that I could turn it into a book.
Fantastic, Corinne. Well, let me tell you, since the first time we had our conversation some years ago, I was so impressed because, you know, at your age, to be so articulate, to be so brave, so, you know, just able to express yourself, I was taken aback, and I was told myself, this young lady is going places. And I guess the journey continues, and I know with the support of your mom, your family, your friends, myself, all of us here, we just want to keep on fanning your flame until you go out there and make your mark. Make your mark. You're on your way, you know. You see, you must smile because, I mean, I am so impressed. My heart is warm this morning. And let me, Mom, if you just hand me the mic there, you see that big mic there? Let me just get that so that you can give us a little. I want the encore of your encore, right? I want an encore of the encore. You can give us a little performance. You have enough energy. I mean, you mashed up stage last night. I could try to probably give you a little support like Marshall. I'll give you the hui, and you know, you understand? So, what you mean? And we'll give a little verse and chorus, and then of course we'll get into where we can get the book, and of course all the information for purchase and all that with Corinne. Take it away, encore.
Are you ready?
Are you ready?
Are you ready now? Short time in the fight where we started. Is that the bass from the truck or your heartbeat? Nervous energy, and it look like stage fright to me. Front page is where legends belong. Well, backstage is where legends are born. Common security, it takes the stage for fright now. We are telling you they say only as good as your last performance. Run long, but we have endurance. Standing on make we last for weeks. Now we turning mass to a masterpiece. Last time was good, but we chasing greatness. That's why they call this show the greatest. I know we've been here before, but people want more. This is the encore that we give them performance. Give them your honor. Show them the time of their life. Once we touch stage, so give them performance. Make them up to order. Show them the time of their life. That's when they say that to see we coming. We rip it up
Again and again and again.
Roll that to see we coming.
Wow.
We rip it up again and again and again.
High five, high five. Let me tell you, backstage is where legends are born. And let me tell you, you never know. I mean, I know you're an author, but we could probably add soca performer. You never know, Corinne.
Never know.
The options are open and far and wide for you.
Well,
And you won the St. Kitts Junior, right?
Yes. I did. That was last year.
That's last year. So well done.
Last year, December. Yeah.
Yes, because they're carnival. You can imagine December. That's crazy, right? Yeah, like.
It's Christmas and Carnival.
Christmas and Carnival together. As we wrap things up, Corinne, where could we go online, or where can we find your books, or how can we keep in touch?
You can find my books on Amazon, and if you want to keep in touch or like call, you can go to www.chroniclesofcorinne.com. It's my website. You can find the emails, the numbers, and all the new books that are coming and stuff.
Excellent. Chronicles of Corinne.
Yes.
.com, and that's Corinne, Coryn. let me tell you, TNT, we have a gem here. We have a star. A star is born, and Corinne, we just continue to look at the progress. We wish you the best. Safe flight back to St. Kitts.
Thank you.
And whenever you come home, even if it's for just 2 days, make sure and touch base, huh?
All right.
Promise?
Promise.
Good vibes. Hey, you know what? Voicey was supposed to be here, but I could only imagine. Poor Voicey, probably so tired. He's been having a bumper season, but we wish him the best. We know he's going to have a stellar show on Thursday. And by all means, we're going to wrap things up. Myself, Corinne, we thank everyone for tuning in. Have a safe carnival. God spare. I'm back for more tomorrow. Encore! Yes!
Bye!
You're watching CNC3. As an affiliate of CNN International, we now join their current programming.
You're here with us. I'm Audie Cornish, and the headlines are next.